Hey everyone, and happy new moon in Leo. I am super excited to pop on and talk to you about the incredible message of this new moon in Leo and to guide you through a really special meditation to help you connect to your heart center and the part of you that's ready to emerge with this new moon. So for all of you guys who are watching this for the first time, I need a reminder about the new moon energy. New moons are fresh beginnings, fresh starts, times for us to really plant our seeds, to set our intentions, to perhaps take a review of what's going on in our lives right now and decide, where do I need a fresh start? Where do I need a blank slate? Where do I want to start this next chapter over? And I love that the lunar calendar gives us that opportunity once a month. And a Leo new moon is some epic energy after a pretty turbulent eclipse season, some ups and downs, lots of clarifying. We just ended Mercury in retrograde. We're still going to be kind of clearing a little bit of that energy for the next couple weeks, but it's behind us, which is exciting. And we're now ready to move forward. And this Leo new moon is just joyous and powerful and courageous. The Leo is the lion. So think about that lion energy, like a powerful leader. But the beauty of Leo is that Leo is also like, when I think about Leo, I think of like the sun shining, right? Bright and radiant and this beautiful, beautiful energy, this majestic quality of leadership, right? If you've ever seen a lion in like a National Geographic documentary or something like that, just on the prowl, the way they carry themselves, right, with such distinction, such power. The Leo energy is very courageous. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Whenever you sneeze when you're saying something, I always feel like it's confirmation. So a good confirmation that that's something that we want to channel right now is our leaders, our inner leaders, that part of us inside that wants to unapologetically own our truth, that wants to roar, that wants to lead the pack, that is the king, like the king of the kingdom, and really honoring our truth deep inside. This Leo new moon, I really feel is a call to courage. I actually watched the Brene Brown documentary on Netflix. It's called Call to Courage, which I highly recommend. Great viewing for this moon portal and this weekend to be reminded of what it really looks like to show up as a courageous leader, because we're seeing that right now in so many different ways in our communities, right? And we've been seeing this as a trend. Who that you're following right now is really stepping up and sharing the beliefs in their heart, who's really being unapologetically and authentically themselves. And chances are, even if there are people that you follow right now who you may disagree with on certain points, who you may not necessarily agree with what, maybe what they stand with politically, maybe even what they stand for, nutrition-wise or fitness-wise or parenting-wise, right? But if they're unapologetically sharing something from their heart center, from their truth, from the highest love and truth that they know, there is something that's completely magnetic about that. And there is something that in us is drawn to that, because we all want that for ourselves too. And so someone could unapologetically, let's say, wave their freak flag in the way of, let's say, dyeing their hair purple, getting piercings, and, telling everyone that about how much they love, I don't even know, some like rock band, right? And you may not, have any desire to ever dye your hair purple or get any piercings or like rock particularly, but there is a part of you that truly respects if they're really being in their authentic self while doing that, right? If they're not, then that's a whole other thing. But if they're truly being in their authentic self while sharing that part of them, and it is completely authentic for them to have dyed their hair or whatever it is, right? They're truly just expressing themselves. There is something about us that innately wants to bow down to that, because we honor it as such a pure expression of the truth of who someone is. And I'm sure all of you guys can think of someone in your life, either in your personal life or in your internet life, that you deeply respect and admire that may have different viewpoints than you. And I hope that you guys can, right? Because I think that's the mark of really being heart-centered and conscious, to be able to look at someone and saying, you know what? They are fighting for the truth in their heart right now. They are sharing unapologetically who they are. And maybe that's not my belief, right? I mean, a perfect example of this, right? If you think about someone who is gay, right? That is unapologetic about their sexual orientation. You do not have to be gay yourself to completely respect and admire them for sharing that, right? Or for someone who has, whatever their view on whatever, I'm like trying to think of, different examples, but, it's like someone who's like hardcore about CrossFit, right? I'm never going to be hardcore about CrossFit, but I can respect anyone who is authentically sharing, and that's like a weird, to compare someone who's coming out of the closet to someone who loves CrossFit. That's not what I mean. I just mean there's so many different ways that we honor the truth of who we are, whether it's in, our core choices of lifestyle, or it's in the things that we like, or the mythologies that we like, that we want to share. And this moon is calling us to truly own anything that we haven't stepped out about, anything that we haven't fully embraced or shared or roared about, that we are scared of starting. New moons are like new projects, new relationships, new chapters. What are you scared of stepping into? What new chapter? What are you scared of starting? What conversation are you scared of having, because of the level of vulnerability that you're going to feel to put it out there? Because that's what, what Brene says when she talks so eloquently about courage, right? Is that courage is not the lack of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and moving through it and sharing that vulnerable moment. Courage is having the uncomfortable conversation. Courage is risking failure. It's risking failure. It's risking rejection. It's risking people not liking you, risking people perhaps criticizing you, right? Because you are standing in your truth, in the truth of your heart. And so when we have a courageous conversation, it's for a purpose. It's not, oh, I'm just gonna, emotionally vomit on you about what's going on in my life, right? That's not a powerful conversation. It's sharing something with a purpose, sharing something with the audience that you need to share it with. So it might not be publicly. It might be one person in your life that you need to have this courageous conversation with. You might need to have a courageous conversation with your boss or your parents or your partner or a friend. It's stepping into that conversation with a higher good in mind, saying, I need to communicate this to my team because I need to empower them to trust me and to understand that I get them. I need to communicate this to my boss, because if I don't communicate this to my boss, I'm not going to be able to keep doing my job, or I'm going to end up, feeling resentful about the team or whatever it is, right? And so on this new moon, we are being asked to be courageous. We are being asked to unapologetically own the truth in our hearts. We are being asked to do what we know deep, deep, deep down inside is the right thing to do. And I think that, without further ado, let us meditate, let us get into our heart centers, and let me help as you surrender and allow me to guide you through this meditation. Let me help you get clear on what you're being called to courage right now for. And you may already have something that's going on in your life. I always say that with the moons, right? It tends to be on the altar for you. It's ready for you. It's waiting for you. So the thing that you've been thinking about, that thing maybe you've been wondering about, should I be speaking out about that? Should I be sharing that more? Should I be having that conversation? The things that are circling on your mind right now, they're not a coincidence. They're the things you're supposed to be sharing, the things that are asking you to move forward courageously. So let's meditate. So I want you to get into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and start taking some nice deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth, in your nose, out your mouth. Just taking a few moments right now to really wash away the day, to really center into your own energy, to this present moment, to just being with your breath. And just allowing any thoughts that arise, any thoughts from the day, any thoughts of things that you might have to do tomorrow to just wash away. Just returning to that center within you, returning to your own energy field, breathing it in. And then slowly move your focus to your heart center. The beautiful green ball of light located at your heart center, your heart chakra, this beautiful energy source. This is your center of truth, the deep truth with a capital T that you know in your cells, in your soul. Just breathe into that bright green ball of light right now. Just allowing that beautiful emerald green heart energy to expand and grow with each breath. Feeling it get brighter and brighter. And with each breath, feeling it expand further and further until it encapsulates your entire body in this beautiful green egg of heart chakra light. And again, if any thoughts are coming up for you, just let them pass on by like clouds, bringing your attention back to your breath, back to this green light, keeping your mind completely clear other than the feeling, seeing of this beautiful emerald green light that's emanating from your heart chakra. This light that's penetrating every cell of your being, your aura. It's moving all throughout your energetic field, just filling it up with the truth in your heart, with that energy that helps us ground into who we are and what we know to be right, to be aligned in the deepest parts of our being. Allowing yourself to just breathe into this cocoon. And staying in this beautiful, supportive egg of heart energy, allowing yourself to really feel it relaxing every part of your being, feeling all of your consciousness just melt into it. Any resistance in your body or in your mind, fully receiving it, just melts away, just wipes away, and fully opens and receives this beautiful energy. And from this place, we ask this beautiful new moon in Leo to show us, to reveal to us in this safe, protected cocoon of our heart's truth, where we are being called to courageously step into who we are right now, to courageously own something in our life, to courageously start a new project or a new chapter, start a new conversation. And we allow whatever is coming up for us to come up, to hold it, to contemplate it, to be with what's ready, what's present. See yourself in whatever is arising right now. See yourself in this courageous conversation. Allow yourself to be open to what it would look like for you to honor the truth in your heart, for you to roar, for you to stand with that majesty and that power like the lion. See what you need to do. What are the practical steps that you have to take to initiate this new chapter, this new project, this new relationship, this new way of you functioning that this moon is calling out of you. That this moon is asking you to rise up. And breathe it in. Allow yourself to feel it in every particle of your being, every cell in your body. How does it feel? The joy, the energy that you receive from unapologetically owning your truth, honoring your heart, courageously showing up as the fullness of yourself. Breathe it in. With every inhale, allowing each cell in your being to know it, to make a note of it, to remember this is the truth. This is where we are. Every exhale, releasing any fear, anything that's coming up as a barrier to you from it. Releasing it out powerfully. Like with a lion's breath, releasing out any fear, any barrier we have to it. And we're going to close with 3 deep breaths. So take a nice deep breath in and hold it, feeling the excitement, feeling the gratitude for this new chapter, for what this new moon in Leo is calling forth in you. And exhale. Another deep, deep, deep breath in. Releasing any of those fears, any of those barriers you have to fully showing up for yourself, and exhaling them out. And last, holding that vision of you showing up as your most courageous self in this moment. Taking a deep, 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 deep breath in and holding it, locking that vision in energetically in your whole being, and exhaling it out. And you can slowly move your fingers and toes. Happy new moon in Leo. I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you this weekend, or as soon as you have to, but at least this weekend when you have some time on your hands, get into action around this. Take those first steps. You will be surprised. Right now we're in this beautiful energetic portal of this moon that wants to rocket launch you courageously. So if you can step on it, if you can have the conversation, launch the project, do the thing, right? Start showing up now. How can you do it now? How can you share something now? How can you start getting that ball going? Because there's a wave of momentum that wants to follow you right now. If you step up to the plate, you will be supported. You will feel more alive. You'll be electric and excited. And I want that for you. And I'm super excited for all the beautiful blessings of this new moon in Leo and the end of Mercury retrograde. And I hope to hear from you guys in the Facebook group. Let me know what's coming up for you around this new moon. I will see you next week.